Hello everyone, welcome. We are in day 4. We made it. Day 4 of the 4-day cooking challenge. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. We have got a chili mac recipe that we're going to be making tonight. And again, this is day 4 of our recipe challenge. So we've been kind of at this for a couple of days now. On Monday, we did the stuffed pepper skillet. And then on Tuesday, the chili lime pork, which was phenomenal because I had that for lunch today. So it was like even better as a leftover. And yesterday, we did the honey sriracha chicken. And I got to be honest with you, that spice was a little, the more it sits, the hotter it got on me. So I think next time I won't do quite a rounded tablespoon of that one anymore. That one had some serious punch to it. But so excited today. We are wrapping everything up with our taco chili mac. So this is kind of like a throwback if you ever grew up eating the box hamburger helper. This is kind of like a growing up a little bit of an elevated version of that. Got some really nice taco flavors going on with it, smoky with the chili. It's going to be awesome. So on Monday, we did all of our prep work. We sliced our onions, got our bell peppers done. We did we browned our ground beef. Slow down. Browned our ground beef that we're actually going to be using in our recipe tonight. So we have like shortcutted this thing majorly, which takes a 30-minute meal down to like 15-20 minutes. It's going to be awesome. All right. So what you will need is a pot with a lid on it. So I'm using the Brilliance 11-inch skillet for this. I like it because of how nice and deep it is. It holds a lot. It's 11 inches, so it takes up just a little bit smaller footprint on my stovetop. It's got higher walls to it, so it's going to be great for this particular recipe. Great for any one-pot meal recipe, really. Plus, we're going to be actually cooking everything in here together, pasta included, so we're going to need skillet with the lid. So grab that. We're going to put this on medium-high heat. Let's set the lid over here. Also, you're going to need your oven preheated to 400. And that's just really to melt cheese on top. It's not a requirement. You can melt the cheese on the stovetop. As a matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to do tonight just to make life a little easier. Hi, Miss Terry. So, again, we've already got our ground beef and our onions already sauteed. So what we really need to do now is just start with our bell pepper. And this is about 1 bell pepper that we have left over here. And when we slice everything up on, did you see those reflexes? When you slice everything up on, we did that on Monday. I just made slices. I didn't slice some and then dice some. I mean, gonna have to chew it anyway. I'm not that particular. But if you wanted to, you could run a knife through this and turn this into a nice little dice. But a little bit of variety in the size and shape doesn't hurt. All right. So while these are going to start to saute here in a little bit, we've also got our cilantro as well as some green onions already prepped and ready to go. And we're going to get everything else ready. This recipe it's really easy to put together. Again, we've got the ground beef already done. We're going to make kind of like a sour cream crema sauce to go on top of it. Super delicious. And we're doing everything with our everything taco seasoning. So good. So good. All right. So if you don't have the everything taco seasoning, you can grab a packet of taco seasoning out of your supermarket. and it should work just as well. We're also going to be throwing in some black beans into this recipe. I love, love, love adding black beans into my taco meat. It gives it an extra protein punch, it adds fiber, and it's a lot cheaper than ground beef, and it helps you kind of just stretch the recipe a little bit. That'll help save you a little bit of cash at the grocery store. Alrighty, so let's see what we want to do first. Let's make our sour cream crema while we wait on our meat to heat up. Our bell peppers, I mean. So we're just gonna warm these through. They don't particularly need a long cook time right now because they're gonna be simmering in with the macaroni as we cook that down. So I just wanna get just a little touch of heat on these, but you don't have to go crazy with it. Alrighty. So I've got sour cream. And let's see, let's talk some substitutions, shall we? I'm using just regular sour cream. Of course, you can use low-fat sour cream, or Greek yogurt would be a great substitution here. With the Greek yogurt, because we're going to be adding some additional seasonings and stuff to it, you really probably couldn't tell the difference between the Greek yogurt and the sour cream in this particular instance, but it would be a great substitute. Also, if you didn't want to go with ground beef, you could very, very easily switch that up with some ground turkey, maybe even some ground chicken if you wanted to, and it would be delightful. All right, I am using my Measure All, and if you were with me last night, you saw me use this with the honey. Today we're going to use it with the sour cream, and I need 1/4 cup of sour cream. So I'll bring this inside part down to where it hits 1/4 cup. And then I just fill this up. So do you guys ever do that? Have you ever substituted Greek yogurt for sour cream? They are very similar in texture, similar in flavor. So it's a real easy kind of swap out to do. Greek yogurt has tons of protein and it's so, so good. And again, it makes it just a really easy substitute for sour cream. All right, there we go. I'll stick this back in my fridge. And to that, we're gonna add, how many teaspoons? 1 teaspoon of the seasoning. Yep, 1 teaspoon of seasoning and 1 tablespoon of milk. Of course, you can add a little bit more. This one is not a spicy seasoning. It's very smoky with the cumin that's in there, but it's not a hot seasoning. Not like the honey sriracha. It's very mild. It's very mild. All right, and we'll get a tablespoon of our milk. I hear the sizzle of my bell peppers over here. All right. That is all I needed these guys to do here. All right. Now we're going to add in the ground beef and the onions from yesterday. Not yesterday, from Monday. Get in there. All right. Now, since this is already cooked, we can just kind of sidestep the next part where we have to wait for the meat to brown and all that stuff and then drain it and da-da-da-da, because we already did that. It's the miracle of meal prep. All right. So we can go right into our next step where we are going to add our black beans, and I've got some tomato sauce as well to go in here. just 1 can of tomato sauce. And then we'll add 2½ cups of beef broth. Now, I like to use the lower sodium beef broth because as this starts to evaporate, that salt's going to concentrate. So you definitely want to use a low sodium, or if you have homemade beef stock, rock it out in this dish. So 2½ cups. There we go. Right into the pan. Now I'm going to keep this close just in case I need a little bit of extra liquid later on. As the macaroni cooks and starts to absorb all of my liquids, I might need to add just a touch more. We'll see how that goes. All right. Next, I want to add some of my seasoning, and I'm going to throw in a tablespoon of my everything taco. There we go. And get that working in there. It smells amazing. I love the smell of this. So good. So good. Okay, so we've got our black beans, our tomato sauce. We're gonna add also 1 cup of milk. And that's that beautiful creamy element that'll be in there. So 1 cup of milk. There we go. And give that a stir. Alrighty. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in my macaroni. Macaroni. Right. So we'll watch this, and once it comes up to a boil, we'll lower the heat, throw our lid on, and let it simmer while the macaroni cooks. We'll take about 8 minutes at that point. And then it should be all done. Al dente, beautifully all done. All right, so let's finish working on this. We added a 1/4 cup of sour cream, a tablespoon of milk, and 1 teaspoon of our seasoning here. And we're just gonna get that mixed up. Now once we're all done, this will just drizzle right over the top of our dish here. And again, just another creamy kind of cooling element. Just makes it really interesting, kind of fun flavors. All right. We are also going to make a crunchy topping to go over the top of this. And we're gonna do that with the tortilla chips. So I've got about 2 cups of tortilla chips here. And these will just go right in a bag. And we'll just crunch them up. If you have kids around, it's probably a good job for them. Crunch it up into a fine powder. If you want to, you can throw it in your food processor, process it down, or just use the bag. No point in dirtying up another dish, right? Now this is just going to go right on the top of the completed bowl, and use it as like a garnish, and it just adds a little bit of a crunchy element to it. Because again, texturally, it's all kind of one note. The noodles are going to be soft, the veggies are soft, everything's soft. So this adds just a little bit of crunch to it to make it interesting. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's set and ready. Next, we're going to add some cheese, because what is a taco, any taco dish, without some cheese? So I've got a block of cheddar. You could use cheddar, you could use Kobe, you could, you know, do like a Monterey Jack situation. Heck, you can even, if you have leftover queso fresco from the recipe on Tuesday night, the chili lime pork, you can put that in here too. When it comes to cheese, there aren't very many rules. Oh, hi, Miss Linda. What would I substitute for black beans? She just like black beans. Honestly, I would just leave them out. I mean, you could do pinto beans. If you like pinto beans better, pintos could work. Yeah, just canned pinto beans, drain them, rinse them, throw them in here. Chili beans, like the canned chili beans. If you're going to use the canned chili beans, I would just dump them in here. I wouldn't drain them or rinse them because, you know, you'd lose all of the flavor that's in that sauce that's already there. Throw them in there. You can even add a can of diced tomatoes in here to add just a little bit more heft to it if you wanted. My kids are not big tomato fans anyway, but you could throw that in there. And again, that just kind of helps to fill the recipe out a little bit, adds a little bit more veggie, and that would be really good. So great question. Hi, Miss Kimberly.
We love tomatoes.
All right.
We have them in our
So we are gonna slice up or grate up this cheese, and I'm using my coarse grater for this. And I only need about half of the block. But again, with cheese, not so many rules. So if you want to go a little extra, I'm not gonna stop you. I won't say a word. You definitely can just be your own chef with this one. All right, that's a good amount of cheese. Now, one thing that we can do, now with the recipe as it is, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a stovetop variation of it because it is still, guys, mid-September. And 90-some degrees outside at 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm not excited about turning my oven on today. It just takes a while for it to all like cool back out. So we're just gonna do all this on the stovetop. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through how I'm tweaking the recipe to sort of accommodate for that. I do have a little bit of boiling going on here, so we're gonna slap that lid on, turn it down just a wee bit. One of the great things about this pot is I love the clear lid so I can see down in there, see what's going on with the recipe and all of my noodles hanging out in there. Alrighty. So, I've got my cheese and I'm put this over here. And we're gonna add a little flavor to the cheese. Yes, indeed. We're gonna add a teaspoon of the taco seasoning to the cheese. And we're also gonna add a teaspoon of taco seasoning to the crushed tortilla chips we've got over here. There we go, maybe a little bit more. And that is just flavoring every layer. Just mix that up in there. That's gonna give these chips, or this crumble, call it a crumble, you guys. I'll put the tortilla chip crumble on the top. We're gonna be real fancy tonight. All right, and I'm just gonna mix that into the cheese here. There we go. Have you seen that taco cheese in the store? Yeah, we just created that. Just threw a little taco seasoning right on there. created up some good stuff. All right. So they are simmering really good. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. We're going to watch our clock. So we're going to be like right at 6:30 when these are all done. So you'll want to kind of check the noodles as they're coming out. Check the noodles as you get closer to time. See if you need any more time. You might need some extra liquid. So keep your carton of chicken stock close by so you can add a little bit in there in case you need to. But like, we're done with the prep. All we have to do is wait for the noodles now. I mean, how amazing is that? I mean, I could do this like all the time. So this is, if you're just joining me, this is day 4 of our cook along challenge. So if you joined me at the beginning, we've done 4 different recipes so far this week. We did a stuffed pepper skillet, which is imagine like a deconstructed stuffed bell pepper, all in the skillet. It's delicious. Then we did a chili lime pork, which was amazing, and the leftovers even better today. Then a honey sriracha chicken, and it was almost like a honey sriracha chicken stir fry. It's really, really good. A little bit, maybe a little heavy on the spice on that one. So just kind of watch for that if you make this one at home. And in the comments up above in the description of this video, you will find a link. You go to that link, put in your name, email address, and you will get a copy of all of our recipes from today, plus the shopping list. So you get all 4 recipes, the shopping list for everything, and hopefully by tomorrow, I will have all of the replay videos also linked in to that one page. That's the goal, the big goal. So I'll be working on that this evening to kind of change things up a little bit. So when you click the link, it'll take you to a landing page that'll have all of the good stuff on there so that you can do this at home. Again, I put these 4 recipes together. It was very intentional about making sure that we had some ingredients that overlapped to make it easy to do all the prep on day 1 and really just assemble everything going forward. And when you have similar ingredients, you can buy sort of in bulk a little bit. And that'll help save you lots of cash at the supermarket. So I think I spent around $80, $90. I did my shopping at Aldi, finished what I couldn't find at Walmart. So did it as economically friendly as possible these days. So, I mean, that was like a week's worth of dinners because we have plenty of leftovers. But I have a family of 2 adults and 3 under 11, 12. She's 12 now. 3 under 12. The recipes, 4 to 6 usual servings, but you can add, if your family's a little bit bigger, add salad, add like garlic bread, rice, things like that to kind of fill it out. And you can stretch these even further for you. So, let's take a peek. I'm just going to give this a quick little stir, move things around a little bit. Isn't that looking great? Now I used red and yellow peppers. You could use green bell peppers if you want a little bit of pop of green in there. I'm going to get a nice pop of green because I'm going to throw some green onion and cilantro on the top. It's going to be phenomenal. So, I really had fun hanging out with you guys these last 4 days. I kind of forgot how much I enjoy going live and cooking with you guys, even though it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes. But, still get nervous even after as long as I've been doing this. I've been, I've probably been consistently going live since the pandemic, but I still get kind of nervous. I want to make sure I do a good job for you guys. So this has been good. This has been good to kind of get back in the groove, back in the swing of things. Pampered Chef is actually doing lives now out of their test kitchen. They have some consultants that they have tapped to do cooking demos in their kitchen as well. And that always happens on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So I'm thinking that I'll be switching up my day when I come back and start doing lives consistently. Might be like a Monday or a Thursday. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that again. So we'll see. We'll come up with a good night to cook along. And is that something you guys would be kind of interested in? If I were to like post a recipe a day or two before, you guys can grab the ingredients and cook along with me. I think that would be fun. And then you can take pictures and post your dishes and tag me and, you know, send a little happy mail your way or something. That could be fun. I think that could be fun. Alrighty. So this smells amazing, by the way. You can't smell it from there, but from here, it smells amazing. It does. All right. So, Pampered Chef has these little silicone handle covers. Isn't that neat? So they go right on top of the handle here, or I could put it on the handle here if I wanted to. This is extra little safety features for those of us who tend to injure ourselves in the kitchen. They really do think about us. All right, these noodles are actually looking pretty good. They're pretty soft. Let's see. Gotta test it. Oh yeah. They're in really good shape. Delicious. This is delicious. Now they'll continue to absorb this liquid as it kind of sits for a minute. But while it's sitting, we're gonna let that do double duty for us. And we're gonna sprinkle our cheese on now. I turned off the heat because there's enough residual heat in here that is gonna be plenty to melt our cheese. And because we're using fresh grated cheese instead of the pre-shredded stuff that you get at the store, it should melt in really nicely. The pre-shredded stuff in the store, and this is like no fault of theirs, but they have to keep the shreds from clumping so it looks really nice and pretty and all that stuff in the store. But they use like a cellulose powder to do that. And once that cellulose powder is on the cheese, it doesn't melt as well. It doesn't melt nearly as well. Plus, I think wholeheartedly that you get more cheese when you grate yourself, where you get like 2 cups, you can almost get like 2.5 cups. When you grate the cheese yourself, you get so much more, I think. And see, it's already melting in there. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I think I'm gonna shred some more cheese though, because I think I'm gonna want it a little cheesier. Remember, this is the part I told you, no rules. No rules, just cheese. Yep. I'll just go ahead and finish grating the block. Whatever we don't use tonight, I'm sure in this house will be used at some point. Probably in an omelet I make myself for breakfast tomorrow. Now this grater does have a guard on it, a safety guard, which, to be fair, for demonstration purposes, I should be using. So don't be like me at home. Use the guard so you don't cut your fingers. But I'm honestly, I don't ever use it, and I'm not 100% sure where it is. So we just use our hands. It's all good. Look at that, you guys. Look at how that melted in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Mm. So good. So good. All right. Let me get a bowl so we can plate this up. This is the good stuff here. All right. Let's put this over here. And again, this is going to continue to soak up more of that liquid that's in there. I am not even in the least bit concerned about that because, I mean, number one, there are going to be some leftovers. And pasta left over in the fridge will suck up all of the liquid that's in there. So the fact that there is a little bit in there is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. All right. So, yes, I'm going to put on more cheese. More cheese, more cheese. And we're going to add our crunchy bits right on the top. And let's grab some cilantro and some of our green onions too. Don't forget those. There we go. And this sour cream action we've got. Oh, that looks so good. I can't even talk. That's how good it looks. Well, there we go. What do we think? What do we think? Looks good, huh? Smells amazing. Can't wait to dig into that for sure. I'm not going to right now because it just came off the stovetop. So I'm going to try my best to let it cool down a little bit before I burn my mouth. But again, that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Day 4 in the books. We are done. 4 days worth of prep. We did on Monday. We got all of our recipes done in these last couple of days, from the stuffed pepper skillet, the chili lime pork, the honey sriracha chicken, and the taco chili mac. We just changed up some of the flavor combinations, used some different seasonings, and even though all of the ingredients were very similar from one night to the next, we were able to create lots of different flavor profiles that are really interesting. And I think if you are someone who might be in a bit of a dinner time rut, want to try something a little bit new, that this will be a great set of recipes for you to give a try one week. If you go to the link in the description of this video, you will find a link there that will get you to all the recipes and everything like that. You'll just put your name and email address and it will shoot all that good stuff over to you. And you'll have all the recipes, all the shopping lists, and everything like that. And if you find an ingredient on there, like black beans, for example, that you want to switch out and you're not really sure what to do, just shoot me a message and I'll help you come up with a good substitution for it. Earlier this week, I heard from someone who doesn't eat pork. All good with that chili lime pork recipe. You can switch out for chicken breasts. So easy, and it's so delicious. Equally as delicious with chicken breast. Or if you don't do rice, you can substitute cauliflower rice. I mean, there are so many ways to kind of manipulate the recipes depending on your dietary needs, preferences, or food versions, whatever it is. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to help out with that, to make sure that you can create some amazing mealtime wins in your kitchen. Now, over the last 4 days, if you saw anything that you want to add to your kitchen, you want to get your hands on this amazing skillet, or some of the other prep tools like the prep and store system or the prep board, let me know. I'll be happy to help you do that. Couple ways you can do it. I can give you a link right to my website and you can order right from there, or better yet, you can host a party and you can get everything for a discount. Plus, I can share lots of other recipes with you and your friends to, again, help you make those mealtime wins, connect you with the recipes, the tips, the tools, and everything you need to get dinner on the table. And the third option is you can join me in this amazing Pampered Chef journey. I absolutely love, love, love what I do. I love being able to help you guys in the kitchen, making some mealtime memories with your family. And I love being a part of that because that is so close to my heart. Those mealtime memories, especially, you know, growing up with my parents, my grandparents, all my family, you know, I could go on for hours about that. But if you want to be a part of that mission, let me know. I will be happy to come alongside you, mentor you, and walk you through how to create your own mission along with us. So again, thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out that link in the comments. If you have any questions about anything, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for coming. Bye.